Okay, so let's create some environment variables for our data. Our input data that we are inputting the email and password. So email ID, and the value is email ID at yahoo.com. Click on OK. And let's do the same for password. So pass_word for the name. That's the name. And value is 123456. Click on OK. Apply, and OK again. So in action 2, instead of calling or repeating all of those variables that since we only have 2, in this case we only have 2, we're just giving a very small, tiny example, and instead of repeating all these back to action 2, the browser and page, we'll keep it as is and copy it to action 2. I'll keep my browser and my page, because if I try to use environment variable for the page and browser, QTP will get confused. It will not understand it because this is a class browser and a class page. But for input data, like in this case email ID, that is getting entered in action 1. But the password we have to enter here. So instead of getting this pass_word, getting this variable and copying it over to here, we can call this an environment variable here. We can say .set environment, start a bracket, and we name the variable, which is pass_word, and close a bracket. So I'm telling QTP to read the pass_word variable, which is this environment variable, which is this variable right here, pass_word. I'm telling QTP to read that variable and put it right here in the password field. So basically, I don't have to call that environment variable anything else within my script or anywhere else. So let's try to run the script and see what happens. We have action 1 and action 2. I'm not copying the password variable over to action 2. I'm basically using the environment variable. So let's try to run this and see what happens. Opens a browser, navigates to Facebook, enters email password, log in, checks for error message, and it closes the browser and we have error message exists, so everything pass. Okay, so in this very small, tiny example of using environment variables, I have divided my action into 2 different actions. It is a very small script for logging in. So I have email in action 1, and I have password and login in action 2. So now I have made an environmental variable for password, and I can reuse that variable in action 2. Now, if I had action 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and if I had hundreds and hundreds of sets of data, let's say a mortgage calculator, and you had the loan amount and interest rate and the amount of time, how many years, and so on and so on and so on. So instead of putting all that data in a variable, in a local variable, and copying all of that over and over into your multiple actions, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, instead of doing that, we can create an environment variable. We can create that. We can create that from here, from here. We can create the environment variable and reuse the environment variable anywhere within our script and within any action. Okay, so in this example, you may not see the benefit for using environment variable because, again, we are actually reusing one environment variable, which is a password environment variable. But if you had action 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and even 10 and 11, then we could still reuse this as many times as we need within multiple actions without worrying about having to copy this local variable over and over into the local actions. So this is a benefit of using environment variables. This is a powerful and very useful concept to utilize in Qtp and simplify your scripts in the future. Thank you.